Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my F1 2018 Mod Career Mode. And today we are here for the Japanese Grand Prix, run number 15 I think of the season if I remember correctly off the top of my head. And we're looking very good so far in the championship. If you did miss the last episode at Russia, then do check it out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. But we come to Japan in high spirits, knowing that if we get a good result here today, we're going to take a massive step towards the championship, and that is where my motivation lies, to try and do well here today. However, having said that, the Mercedes are extremely quick around this circuit. Ferrari, myself and Kimi struggled for pace. We was neck and neck with the Red Bulls actually. So the Mercedes are in a class of their own today. So we're sort of relying on strategy and a good start to really try and have a good race today. Also, hopefully, we've got some better race pace than qualifying pace. But all in all, it's going to be a tricky race. The AI are very strong around here normally, so we've got our work cut out for us, and we need to try and make some magic happen on the strategy. But overall, I do enjoy Japan, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, and hopefully, let's look at the strategy, it's dry all the way through, so it's going to make for quite an interesting race. We have a recommended 2-stopper. I'm not sure if I'll commit to that or not. I'll have to wait and see. Might make some modifications actually. I might go for the soft in the middle stint first of all, and get that tyre out of the way. So I reckon something like that might be the best option. So we'll go for that instead. Fuel-wise, we're going to go quite heavy. I want to try and push, so we'll go 2 laps over, even though fuel gets consumed very quickly in this mod. But overall, we're starting P6. Not the best qualifying position. We've struggled in qualifying lately. The AI have been very strong in the last few races in one-shot qualifying. So let's see if we can convert this P6 into a better finishing position. But overall, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. And with that being said, it's time to jump into round number 15 for the Japanese Grand Prix. Right then, let's get ready for the 5 red lights here for the Japanese Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go at Suzuka, and it's a brilliant start, getting past Verstappen and also past Raikkonen as well. Fantastic launch off of the line, and straight away into turn 1 or into P4 as Hamilton gets a good start. Ricciardo gets into P2. We get caught up behind Bottas, who actually locked up. So Hamilton leads the way, a championship rival. Bottas, though, in the Silver Arrow, losing a place to Ricciardo, who's been very quick all weekend around this circuit. So good start for us, good signs. And this is better than I expected. Also, Alonso now having the P5, so he's had a phenomenal start in the McLaren as well. So really good stuff so far. Let's see what our pace is like in race trim. And let's see if I can keep up with Ricciardo and Bottas. That's the main thing, because I know Bottas is going to want to overtake Ricciardo and get the anchors off and really push on. So let's see if we can match the race pace here. Bottas and Ricciardo side by side into turns 1 and 2 here. Bottas looking for the outside move. It's an incredible attempt of an overtake. Ricciardo holding it there on the inside line. They're side by side into the S's. Phenomenal racing between these two. Bottas around the outside. As he got it done, I think he might have done. No, Ricciardo comes back at him around the outside. And this battle's still going on here. I'm going to try and wait to pick up the scraps and try and get myself set up for a move. Ricciardo getting very wide there, but he managed to stay in front of Bottas. Fair play. Very good battle between those guys. And we're now right on the back of Valtteri and Ricciardo as we make our way out of Degner 2 and make our way up the hill into the hairpin. What are we like on the brakes? We're good on the brakes. A bit too good, to be fair, as we lose a bit of an end plate, so that's not good for us. Yellow front wing damage. Far from ideal. We're going to have to we might have to come in because of that. So yeah, we might have to actually come in this lap for that. Yellow front wing is normally a no-go. Yeah, and I can feel the understeer kicking in already. So I think we might have to box in this lap. Right into the chicane. We're going to come into the pit lane and get our front wing change and come in for our first. I'm still going to commit to the 2-stopper. I'm just going to have to run 2 soft tire stints, I think. But we're going to come in, getting it slowed down absolutely perfectly. DRS now enabled. We're going to have no one in the pit lane with us, which is good news. So not the best start to the race, I forgot to be honest with you. So I'm sort of relying on a safety car or something, even though you've got a VSC now, that'd be great news. But away we go, 9.2, not a great stop. The standard front wing procedure change. And we're now going to get underway on this soft compound tyre and go very long into the race and then come in for another soft compound tyre later on, basically. I'm hoping to still stay on strategy and also hope for a safety car. But a big hit for the championship, especially because Hamilton's leading. So we've got a big recovery drive on our hands around the track where we don't have phenomenal pace on. So let's try and crack on with it and see if we can make something out of this race. Right, 32.6, not a spectacular lap. I've got to be honest with you. The race pace from the Mercedes is in the higher 131s. So we've definitely not got race pace here today. It's going to be a long race, I think. 32.4, a little bit more of an improvement. We are flying up to the guys in front of us here and catching them up really quickly. Ideally, I'd like them to maybe come in and that way not hold me up at all, so that way I can remain on strategy and have clean air all the way through and just push to the maximum that I can. Okay, then we're catching up to Lance Stroll in the Williams very quickly here. I wonder if I can go for a dive into the hairpin. It's going to be a bit of a brave move if we do go for it, but brave moves is kind of what I do as we go on the brakes very late. Stroll cuts back underneath. To be fair to him, it's a nice little switchback, but we are going to get the power down and just power past the Williams car, so we're now no longer last, and we should have cars in the pit lane this lap hopefully. Okay, on the back of Sirotkin and Marcus Ericsson here, going into the hairpin. Sirotkin locks up. We're going to switch back underneath, use fourth gear to get the power down. A little bit of contact with him. Luckily we keep our front wing in one piece. Can we power around the outside of him? Yes we do. Can I edge in front before the brake zone? It's going to be close. Not quite. I'm going to have to take a bit of a compromised line, but we get the move done, and we're now P18. Up next is Marcus Ericsson in the Sauber Alfa Romeo. Let's try and get nice and close. Maybe nab some DRS onto the home straight. I'm going to have to brake very late into the final chicane so I can also get within the detection point. So here we go. Very late on the brakes, attacking the curbing. Ericsson actually on the medium tyres, to be fair. We have got DRS, so here we go. Open the rear flap. I'm going to crank it up to rich mix. Can we get close enough? There's cars even in the pit lane. And to be fair, that Sauber's going pretty well on a straight line, so we're not going to get nowhere near within range. We're going to go on the outside of him though at turn 2. Look at the grip we have on this soft compound tyre. A little bit of a warning for track extending there, but I mean, I didn't really have much space, to be fair. Either way, we've got the move done. It's a fantastic overtake. And we re-jumped behind Hulkenberg, who's just come out of the pits on fresh supers. So that's exactly where we are. We're probably around P8 or P9 at the moment. So we've still got a lot of work to do here, and we have to keep at it with the pace. Right then, DRS on Hulkenberg and Leclerc. Currently in rich mix. I'm going to understand it though, because these guys are battling. Hulkenberg goes to the inside. Aggressive move from the Renault man. We're going to watch this back from a distance. Leclerc sent out wide. I just can't go around him, to be fair. It's a sort of awkward positioning of the car, and we have to sit behind. But I'm going to try and get him here though. Do we have enough grip on these tyres? Yes, we do. And we sail past Leclerc around the outside with the extra downforce. Let's try and hunt down Hulkenberg and not lose his reference. Okay, Hulkenberg just got past Esteban Ocon. We're now on the back of the Force Indian man, picking up the DRS and the slipstream. Racing down to turn 1. That Force Indian though, good for straight line speed, to be fair. We're going to have to sit back. Oh, that was close. That was very close. I was committing to that overtake, but I didn't think it'd be that close. But we've made it work. P11 now, one position now for the points. Hulkenberg up next. Let's see if we still have the pace to get past him. A couple of slow cars here who are holding up various cars. You can see there's just one guy going towards turn 1 who's causing a bit of a train. They're now battling into turn 1. So the longer he stays there, the more traffic is going to cause, the more opportunities for us to make the moves and recover positions it's going to provide. So let's try and crack on with it. There's opportunities here. Okay, Hartley in front of us, or should I say in front of Hulkenberg. I can see Raikkonen, I see a glimpse of him there, so he's stuck in this train as well. Making sure we get a good exit out of Spoon. These tyres are still holding on. Rich mix now flowing. We need to make this double overtake and also try and pick up the DRS in the process. Hulkenberg is going to go for the move on Hartley into 130R here. We're going to pick up the slipstream. I'm going to wait, sit back a bit, and now we're going to commit to the inside line here. It's a very late braking move up the inside of Brennan Hartley there, but we've made it work. Phenomenal double overtake, and we've got the DRS, so that was absolutely timed to perfection. Sainz comes in, which I'm guessing was the cork in the bottle, but we are now up at the P7, and we're looking good at the moment. Back on track with strategy somewhat. We're looking very good. Okay, tyre's not too bad. Front's a little bit more knackered than the rears, but that's still fine. I reckon I can get another 2-3 laps out of these. If I come in on lap 15, I can then go into another set of softs, and that way stay on the 2-stop strategy. Right now we've got a slow car in front who's holding these 4 guys up. It's the Force India, I can see. So there is, I think that's a podium position up for grabs if my maths is correct. So we've still got a chance here if we can stay close. If Kimi doesn't get too far away, we've still got a shot at the podium here. Also, Hulkenberg's now got DRS on me behind. I'm going to have to go defensive a little bit here to the inside. But yeah, there is a chance for a podium here, because if we get past these guys and then come in lap 15 for the undercut, everyone else is going to have to come in at least one more time. If I push hard on those 2 undercut laps, no front wing change needed in the pit stop this time round, I might have a chance here of making up some more positions. So let's make it count. To the hairpin. Got a couple of lockups here. Perez, I think, struggling with these medium tyres, so we are going to have an opportunity of getting past all of these guys. So we need to play our cards right. and make sure we don't make any mistakes, because the early braking is going to be off the charts, like so. Spoon number 2, very wide this time round. That's allowed Hulkenberg on the inside line. Bit of a scruffy one for me there, getting out of shape, losing the tyres a bit. Hulkenberg is pretty quick on that super soft tyre, I can't lie. But a little bit of rich mix to recover here for straight line speed. It's all kicking off in front of us, so here we go, very late. Late on the brakes, late in the day. Up the inside of Alonso, not quite. We will get very close to him though and follow him through onto the home stretch. I didn't mean to actually go up the inside of Alonso there, but it just sort of happened. Lucky that we've got Rich Mix and DRS on Alonso. That McLaren going not too badly actually, but we're going to commit to the inside. Alonso going defensive, but I wanted that position more than he did. So we're now P6. Up next, Sergio Perez, and we're scheduled to come in this lap for another set of soft compound tyres. Let's do it. Okay, then we're a little bit far back. My tyres are a little bit worn. However, we are going to have a look for this move. Up the inside at the hairpin. Get the apex, block off the switchback. And that was a lovely textbook overtake. P5. Up next is Daniel Ricciardo. Now, if you look at the gaps, there's P2 on the minimap, you can see. I don't think we can undercut P2. Potentially P3 might be out of the question as well, which is Kimi Räikkönen. So, at the moment, the best we can look at is potentially P4, which is Daniel Ricciardo. He's just up the road. If we come in this lap, if I put in a couple of good laps here, I've got half a chance, but I've got to make sure, and I've got to hope Ricciardo doesn't come in this lap. So, let's see what happens here. Perez is looking for a move on me here, but he's not going to get close enough. We're going to come in for another set of the soft compound tyres, so let's make sure we get the chicane all nicely sorted out, nice and tidy. And now into the pit lane. There we go. Get it all slowed down. That was close, but we got it slowed down in the end. So here we go, onto a set of fresh soft compound tyres. That was a very good stint on those. And we're underway. We've managed to rejoin just in front of Brendan Hartley, who was coming in, so we didn't get held up, which was critical. All critical time, seconds and tenths of a second. So we're going to rejoin well outside the top 10, I think, and a little bit of traffic, which is not ideal. We're going to have to maybe make some overtakes here, as we're going to rejoin behind these guys here, Gasly, Sainz and Ericsson. So not the best place to rejoin, but I had no choice. That was my opportunity to get any more positions this race, so we've just got to take it. So let's get to work, let's crack on with it, and let's see if we can undercut Ricciardo. Okay, everyone's stuck behind Marcus Ericsson here, so we've got a nice run out of Degner 2. I'm going to hold back and now try and go for the move up the inside of a couple of guys at the hairpin here. Wasting little time and getting to work straight away on the power. Sainz keeping his nose in there. To be fair, that Renault running some pretty good engine power straight on our speed. I'm going to try and box Carlos Sainz in here. And got the inside of Marcus Ericsson. There we go, that was perfectly executed. The fresh tyres really paying off, and now straight into the rich mix and using it along this entire back straight. Let's get to work here and crack on with this. Let's try and make this work. Right, purple final sector, cars in the pit lane. Is Ricciardo there? There's Ricciardo, I think. Yeah, that's Ricciardo. We're going to have the warm tyres and the benefit of the grip. Can I have a look at Danny Rick here around the outside? Oh, it's extremely close. We've managed to get alongside though. Up the inside into the S's. Yes, we made the move. There it is. We've made it work. That was efficient. A very good outlap getting past those cars using the rich mix. And we're now ahead of Danny Rick. So we're now in P4. I don't know if Kimi's coming. I don't think he has, looking at the gap where Van Dorn is. So if Kimi's staying out for one more lap, I might have a chance to undercut Kimi as well. So let's make this lap count. Ricardo's going to have a run on me here into 130R. We are definitely running a little bit too much aero, possibly, but Ricciardo on the inside. It's side-by-side action. It's extremely close and tense. I'm going to edge him out on the brakes. That's not a concern. We'll stay in front for now, but he's going to have another go at me, I think. Down the home straight. Ocon comes in, so I've lost my slipstream, which I was hoping for on this straight. So Ricciardo's going to have DRS assistance here. He's going to go for the move. We're going to go to the inside. Go defensive. Ricciardo being forced to the outside line, and I think we should be okay to cover this one off for now. Ricciardo goes to the outside this time. He's definitely running rich mix. He bloody gained so much of me that time around. Can't believe how powerful the Red Bull is in the straights in this mod. He's so bloody quick. At the moment we're holding on here. Ricciardo really can't get close enough now to really make a move on me. I've sort of settled down. Every lap though is very good. I'm only 2/10 off my fastest lap every single lap. I'm super consistent. And to say my fast lap was in rich and now I'm in standard, I'm doing a bloody good job. I'm trying my absolute hardest to keep that Red Bull behind me. Almost a personal best there, matching the 31.5. Really trying to push as much as I can here. 2 laps to go. I think we've got this though. Right then, I think we've got it all under control. Ricciardo cannot get close enough, and we are ahead of him going into the final chicane. Hamilton wins at Japan as we get this final chicane sorted out here. Keep it nice and tidy on the power, and there we go, up to the line, bear to the right hand side, and it's P4 for us. Decent recovery drive, ultimately falling short of the podium. We didn't have the pace though, so I'm not too concerned. If you don't have the pace, you don't deserve it as far as I'm concerned in my book. So yeah, I think P4, we didn't even deserve that. We had pace for P5. Ricardo's faster than us. So overall, I'll take it. Good recovery, and you know, can't really complain. We tried our best. Compromise on strategy thanks to my mistake. So no one else to blame but myself for making the mistake and locking up and losing my front wing. So Hamilton gained some valuable points back in the championship. I believe he'll gain back 13 points as I scored 12. He scored the full fat 25. So that's going to bring the championship a little bit closer going into the next race at USA, I think it is. So yeah, let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting no matter what happens here. And Hamilton definitely bringing home the W in quite a convincing way as he absolutely dominated the field. And his fastest lap was in the 1 minute 30s as well. So he was rapid. Bottas also showed some good signs of pace, but ultimately Kimi ran off the podium. And like I said at the start of the video, the Mercedes were just too quick today. Their car was phenomenal around the circuit. So there we go. That is your top three. And ultimately, a well-deserved podium for those guys. But we're now going to come back and try harder in the next race. But in the meantime, let's get into the final race results, drivers and constructor standings to see how everything shapes up going into the next race at Austin, Texas. So Lewis Hamilton wins the Japanese Grand Prix ahead of Valtteri Bottas, making it a Mercedes 1-2. Raikkonen P3, you can see him on the fastest laps there. Bottas and Raikkonen especially were extremely close. Hamilton with the 1 minute 30.4. And then you're going up to the 1 minute 31s then for myself and Daniel Ricciardo. And then it's pretty much 1:32 or 33s for everybody else except for Nico Hulkenberg, who actually has some pretty good pace to be fair. Alonso scores points for McLaren, as does Brendan Hartley for Toro Rosso yet again. And in terms of the Drivers' Championship, we are 46 points clear as we go into the next race of Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen now, I think, mathematically out of the running. So it's going to be a 2-horse race for the championship between myself and Lewis. So let's see how that pans out in the coming races. In terms of the constructors though, you can see we lead the way by 65 points and we're looking very good to bring this championship home for the red cars. So hopefully we can do that in the next couple of races. But overall guys, if you have enjoyed this episode of the Mod Career, then drop a like on the video. Let's try and smash 150 likes guys. Also, if you're new around here, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and Moto GP content and turn notifications so don't miss a single upload from me. And also finally, check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. Other than that, thank you for watching guys, and see you in the next episode very soon. Goodbye.